Hey boss, Chad Hedrick here with Roof Coating Life. Coming to you today with some tips and tricks on which coating should we be using. This is an age-old battle that will probably never end. And I want you guys to know, even though I have been mostly on one side for almost 20 years, and probably, we'll all admit, probably a little more biased that way, I'm going to try and bring this to you, this topic, in a little more open manner to understand why some of my thoughts versus some others, or why they think the opposite way. And we'll just lay it out on the table, and it allows you the chance to choose which way you want to go. The age-old battle of silicone, acrylic, and then we've thrown in here urethane. So which one is it? Which way should the pendulum lean? Which way should I go? Acrylics, guys, have been a staple for the roof coating industry now for 40 plus years. Actually, the company that we use was one of the pioneers and founding members of the acrylic roof coatings, along with a couple others that were right in line together. Acrylics have came a long ways. And I know everybody's mind are, well, acrylics, I've seen them flake. I've seen them, under every little bird bath. And I will not disagree, guys. The industry has came a long, long, long way. And acrylics hold up way, way better in standing water or ponding water, however you want to say it. But no matter what, acrylics under ponding water for enough time will fail. And the reason why is because they are allowed, because of the chemistry, to actually absorb some of that water. And once it absorbs the amount of water that it can actually uptake, and if there's still water ponding or setting on there, that water has no place to go except for the product, the coating, to actually allow it to pass through and cause disbonding issues. That is nothing to hide. Everybody knows that. That is anything in the industry. Acrylics will not stand under ponding water. Yes, we've now evolved to like 5th and 6th generation acrylics and have what they call hybrid acrylics, or urethane or acrythane modified acrylics. They do way, way, way better in standing water. But guess what, guys? They are still an acrylic. We do not use them where water is standing. Water needs to be off of the roof within 72 hours, preferred 48. And that is just in my mind, sound roofing practices. If you can't get the water off the roof, then we can talk other ways. So whether we're talking about, existing single plies, existing mod bits, old gravel built-ups or smooth built-ups, whatever it is, if that roof is not dry on its own standing with nothing done to it in 48 hours on a regular basis, whether it's in spring, summer, fall, whenever it is, 48-hour time frame, we like to look at that and say, okay, has it rained within 48 hours? Do we still have water here? If we have water in those spots, then we have to start looking at, are we able to spot treat? Can we do an acrylic system and then spot treat the areas that are going to be a problem or problematic? Typically, there's a lot of times we can do that. We can come in with a urethane, and the reason why we typically use urethane when we're doing those is for the recoatability side of things, where we know if somebody comes up down the road and comes back with an acrylic or urethane, they can stick to everything. But there's times, guys, that we look at it and say, you know what? This roof is sound, it's dry, but it does not dry out fast enough. That's where we turn and go to, we're going to either do a full urethane or a silicone system. Then we're going to turn the tides and look at a slope system. Let's say we got anything above, a half 12 pitch or better on a metal roof, up to 2 and 3/12. Personal opinion, acrylics or the hybrid acrylics will perform anything that any other coating on the market will do, whether it's silicone or urethane, in that type of project. On a metal roof, I personally feel acrylics are by far the #1 thing to do on majority of your metal roofs. Now, that being said, and I'm sure any of you have followed me for any amount of time and will have seen, I say acrylics on metal, basically I say 100% time. That honestly is wrong. I should say 99% time. There are some roofs out there in the Midwest especially who have been put on literally 8th and 12 pitch, virtually dead flat, and even can have some ponding because of the sag of the metal. Those, I have seen acrylics have some issues in those spots and would have zero problem with putting a silicone or urethane on those. Now, silicones on the other side of things, leaning pro silicone, we talked about a while ago. Any area, guys, that cannot dry, or as a coastal area that doesn't get proper, maybe adequate dry time before having any moisture related issues, silicones can start to shine there. They allow a little more of an opportunity to get in, get a job done, even with rain coming because of the moisture cure. Typically, if you can get, I have guys say that they'll coat up till rain hits them. Well, I don't think that's a smart decision, but up to within an hour or so of rain hitting you, you are typically fine. And so silicone does lean a little better on that side of things. Then we also look at areas that have, let's say, high animal fat. Well, guess what? Silicones are okay. They're better than acrylics, but urethanes are going to shine over both of those. So if you have restaurants or those type of things where exhaust fans are blowing out possible animal fat contamination, just like the PVC and TPOs we see in single ply having issues, urethanes are going to shine head and shoulders over each one of them. So this is just a short snippet, guys. We could run 3, 4, 5 episodes on this, but this is just a couple things brought out to talk about and highlight some of those areas of what works where, when, why, and how. Thanks for watching. Use these tips to live the roof coating life like a boss.